better. Alright, so I'm just going to do a quick thank you to our sponsor today. Bluetti sent me out the AC180. This is an 1800 watt inverter. It's 1152 amp hour battery. And this thing is awesome. We've used this thing for a little while now. We've been using it for our internet. We've been using it for our house lights. We've been using it when we want to watch TV with the internet. This thing, you know, if we didn't have this thing, our life out here would have been pretty miserable because we do not have our solar system set up yet. We're not even done wiring or insulating, and we're living out here, and it's tough going, I'm not gonna lie. That's why we're pushing hard trying to get this all done. But technology like this is absolutely fantastic. So if you guys don't really know much about solar generators, this is pretty much a whole solar setup. You just need to plug in a solar panel to this thing, and then you've got your charge controller, your inverter, and your battery all in one. And it's also got your electrical hookups. So your DC with you've got 4 USB plugins, and your AC, you've got 4 AC plugins. And it also has on top of it a wireless phone charger, which is actually really cool. And that thing can push out 15 watts of power. So the battery in this thing is a lithium iron phosphate, so top of the line. Makes this thing very light as well. It's very portable. This is a mid-size solar charger or a solar generator. And this would be perfect for kind of what we're doing, you know, using lights and TV and stuff like that. But also perfect for taking camping, perfect for taking, you know, to the beach. You could even take this thing, you know, to little job sites. I've used the circular saw with this thing. It doesn't use too much power, and it's just in short bursts, so it works good. This thing is awesome. So it's very versatile. So this unit here is the AC 1800, and the AC versions are a step up from the EB ones. But Bluetti has a huge line of just way smaller than this to just pretty much full-on off-grid solar setups. And right now, I know they've got a Black Friday deal on, and I've seen stuff on the Canadian website with like 2,000 bucks off. I think they've got stuff up to 60% off. So I'm gonna leave a link in the description. You guys should check them out. This is like one of my favorite solar generator companies. I love the box style. Everything's on the front. You can put this in a corner up against the wall. Very, very awesome to have, and they stack up. Anyways, you guys should check them out. So this is essentially going to be mine and my wife Nikki's room. It's going to be going straight across here like this. And so we're going to build a wall here, and the doorway is going to be over here somewhere. My daughter's rooms, the 3 of them are going to be over there, so the wall is going to kind of come up to here, to about the peak there. It's going to come in this way and then come this way. So I think what I'm going to do first is, Lasgu sent me this this laser level, and it's a self-leveling laser level, so I'm going to try this puppy out and see how it does. Usually what I would do is flick a line across the floor, and then once I got that line, I do my bottom plate on a weird kind of like, this is a gambrel roof, so nothing square or whatever. This is all done at 45s coming in. So these angles should be about 22.5 where the 2x4s meet and stuff like that. But I need to get my marks going all the way across, and I'm gonna see, you know, see how this thing does. These look like camera batteries. They come full. It's pretty cool. Whoa. Huh. Okay. So I'm going to be cutting this plywood back about 1/2 inch, and that's going to be the edge of the wall. So pretty much kind of like similar what I did up to here. I'm going to end up just filling these with putty where the nail holes are, and then I'm going to sand it, and then I will stain it, and I'm going to put a board across there. So we'll just stain it. So we're not actually coming out and lessening the width of these stairs. It's already a pretty narrow stairs, so I don't want to do anything more. So I want the drywall to sit on top of this floor joist. So I'm going to get the line. I'm going to try to turn this thing on and see if I can shoot a line that goes all the way across. And then I'm going to get my marks and see how it goes. And then I'm going to cut this subfloor back. So that line is... Oh, okay, that's self-leveling. Okay, that looks better. Perfect. All right, so that is through there. So a little bit. Okay, so I've got it running through both lines, and it's throwing lines all over the place. There's a lever on it that keeps it kind of locked, but if you want the self-leveling thing, you kind of switch that off. So now I've got my lines all the way up, and that will give me the edge of my wall. So that's awesome. Usually what I'd have to do is cut a 2x4 sort of similar to the heights of these different roof rafters, and then I would have to like hold it steady with the level on it, and then mark it and give it my my mark. This is great. Okay, so I've got everything marked out. That went really awesome with the laser level. Would have been a pain in the butt doing it with, some of it I may have had to do with a plumb bob, or I think that's about 9'6" or 8" up to there. So I might have to go outside, find a 10-foot board and cut it down and use it with a level. But no, that went really great. So I'm ready to start framing now. And I think everything is all marked out and set to go. right, so just got the bottom plate done here. When I'm nailing around, I make sure that I don't nail the rough end for the door, which is about 28 inches there opening. And yeah, going good. Now I just need to start doing the top plate all the way around, and then I can start doing the studs and the framing. And then I might do all of the top plates, and the bottom plate comes here this way and then goes up through here. I might do that all first and then start working at all the studs all together. It might make more sense, but I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go make some sausages. Oh, sauerkraut juice. Sauerkraut and sausage. Just an awesome meal. Okay, so just got the bottom plate, top plates done. Bottom plate, top plate. So every cut's got an angle on the bottom, angle on the top. There's a bit of a gap on that one. I'm not too worried about it because this isn't even a load-bearing wall. Gramble roof trusses are load-bearing. We're putting 2 walls in here, and it's going to be very sturdy anyways. It already is. I mean, it's already is what it is. But yeah, so that's pretty good. I think I'm going to get the bottom plate and the top plate, try to get that done on the other side. That's a lot of work. Doing the plates on a kind of like, you know, it's so much easier framing just your conventional square type of rooms or houses or cottages or whatever. When you get to gambrel roofs, it's a lot more complicated because there's, you know, it's like even if you do a pitch roof and it's at 45 or whatever, you know, it's just those degrees up to the point, and then you got 2, but this one you've got, you know, 4 different planes and then the bottom. But anyways, it's all good. I'm gonna start working on the other side. I'm just gonna throw it on time lapse because it's a lot of cuts, a lot of work. So let's see how we get. Going for a little morning walk before I get back to framing upstairs. Went upstairs and had a look last night, and my wife said the other day, remember to bring the vapor barrier up so you can see it, so you remember to stick it on top of the top plate so they can easily tape that to the vapor barrier, because I forgot to do that downstairs. And I said, remind me to bring vapor barrier upstairs to do that. Anyways, I forgot to do it. Anyways, I'll be able to get it over the top plate. It's just frustrating, but it's not going to be the end of the world. I'll get her all taped up as best as I can. This is a driveway I built. I think it was 2 years ago now. This is going to be a future build site. It's the entranceway. And it's a long one. Anyways, just trying to do these morning walks a little bit, get some fresh air in my lungs before I start work in the morning. I've got so much on my plate, and recently I've been waking up at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, just full of panic, and then not being able to get back to sleep and just going over my head everything that I kind of have on a list. And then it ruins my sleep. The sun comes up and it's, you know, like 7 o'clock in the morning, 6 something in the morning, or it's kind of bright, and I've already been up for like 4 hours, just mentally drained, mentally exhausted. So I started doing the carnivore diet, and I tell you what, I've been sleeping. I've done it for a week. I was 210 pounds, and after a week of 203, so I lost 7 pounds in a week. It's a pound a day. That's pretty amazing. But I think the most amazing thing is I'm getting a good sleep. You know, being able to wake up and then just tackle the day's sort of challenges rather than waking up at the wrong time and just stressing about them. But you know what? We'll get her done. If you guys are ever going to go off grid, I'll give you a bit of advice. Just don't try to do too much at once. Just get in there and get a simple sort of living structure, a good home base, and then build infrastructure for anything else that you want to do. If you want to do chickens, start small. Get like 4 for laying. If you want to do pigs, don't breed them. Just buy in maybe 1 or 2 to butcher at the end of the fall, so you're not taking care of them over the winter. Not until you have all the infrastructure done, because all these things will take you away from your passion projects and things that you want to do, and they sort of take a little bit of the joy out of the whole operation. So I see people on YouTube and they're just doing everything right. They're just getting in, they're building a small cabin, getting their home base set up, and they're doing the next thing and the next thing. And it's like, you know, they're enjoying the process so much because they're just getting these little wins. I'm getting these wins here and there, but I'm already exhausted by the time I'm getting to these finish lines because there's so much more that I'm having to deal with. And yeah, it's challenging, you know. So don't come at homesteading or off-grid lifestyle with a sort of gluttonous mentality. You got to try to come at it thinking, here's a list of 10 things I need to do. Shelter, this, that, whatever. Maybe shelter or firewood shed if you're in a cold climate. You know, water is very important. And then do little things, a couple garden beds, a little tiny chicken coop, and just take it easy. Take care of your mental health and yourself first, because you really, that's the most important thing on the homestead. If you're not at 100%, then nothing's going to be at 100%. So anyways, that's what I've been doing, is doing the carnivore diet. I've been getting good sleeps. Things are turning around for me, so that's awesome. And exercising, and just, you know, taking some vitamins and supplements, and just making sure I'm on my game. So starting to get more energy, starting to have a clearer mind, and that's the most important thing for the homestead. But I'm thinking about turning these, check these out. Yeah, changing subject real quick. I bought 7 of these things, and I'm thinking about making pig hutches. We are going to be butchering most of our herd. We're going to be taking it down to just the baseline, so 1 boar and 3 sows, I think. But we've got a good shed where all the male pigs are, but we don't want to bring our female pigs down there because we don't want them getting bred. So I'm thinking about just doing something like this, cutting the metal like that, and then in. And because it's like a skid off the ground, then I can just, you know, put wood shavings or hay in there. I can do it on an angle and either have the valve open, or I can drill some holes in the floor in case they, you know, sometimes when they're laying there, they say pigs are very smart, but sometimes they're a little stupid. They just lay there and go to the bathroom while they're asleep. So we don't want, the main thing is we don't want the pigs getting wet, especially when it's cold. We want them on nice, dry, warm. So I'm thinking about using a couple of these. I was thinking about, because I want to build a little pole barn, and one of the things that I want to do before the ground freezes is get the holes dug and get the poles in the ground, so that when I'm ready I could start working on it. But I just want to make sure that our female pigs have somewhere nice, high, warm and dry like the boy pigs do. Right now they're fine. We've got A-frames for them, and then we've got them in kind of like higher positions where they're not getting wet and stuff, so they're good right now. But we're gonna have to build kind of a permanent fence, semi-permanent fence for them. So I think those might work. I was looking at the calf hutches, but calf hutches are like $500, and those things cost me, I think, $100 each. So anyways, I'm gonna give that a go. It's a beautiful morning, you know. I'm not seeing much wildlife these mornings. Not much in the way of birds or anything. Maybe everything's still sleeping in their dens. has been pretty miserable weather. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to work and start framing those walls up. This might end up being one of those tools where I don't know how I used to live without it. Like the first one I got, when I started using these little pry bars, it's just made carpentry so much better, so much easier. And then when we got these oscillating little saws, that made things so much better. I used to hand saw, chisel, all the stuff that you couldn't get in those awkward little places. This thing, the amount of work that this thing is taking away and making it easy, give me that level line, so I don't have to just keep holding the level on a 2x4 and marking it out or using a plumb bob. This thing is pretty damn cool, I must admit. So I put the top plate up right there. I got the mark for it yesterday, and I kind of lined the bottom of the 2x4 right up against it, but of course it's on an angle. So because this is a 45 degree gambrel roof, all the degrees are 22.5 on this section. So what I should have done is I should have taken that top plate to the table saw yesterday and put a 22.5 cut in it and thrown it through the table saw and then installed it. Would have been nice, and then I should have taken that off cut and stuck it on the other side. But I didn't even think about it. So now I've got to oscillate my way through it. It's gonna take me forever, it sucks. be at that 22.5 degrees, except for all the, I've got maybe 3 more of these ones that are, it's just too much of an angle to get with the miter saw. That thing only goes to 45 degrees. And the only other way of doing that is to try to hold it still while doing it with the miter. And I just don't feel like doing that today. Check this out. We did not want puppies, but we've got some puppies. Here's the dad. So that's our dog Watson. He's probably only got about a couple years left in his life. He's pretty old, and you know, we've had neighbors from farms ask us if they could use him as a breeder to get some farm dogs or farm puppies, and we've lent him out, but he's been too old to do the job. But something about living up here with this mountain air, you know, I guess it's true what they say in Jurassic Park, nature will find a way. So here we are, got a litter of 5 pups. This guy's massive, holy. Look at them. I mean, they're cute. We enjoy them, but it's just too much right now, but that's all right. We'll get through. We'll deal with it. It's always nice to have puppies though, right? Hopefully never again. Got a kangaroo burger on the go. So, if you're wondering what kangaroo tastes like, tastes a lot like beef when it's ground like this. Definitely has a richer flavor than I remember when I was in Australia. It's very lean meat, so you don't want to cook it like you would a normal kind of meat. You either want to do it really fast, leave it pink in the middle because it's super lean. It'll get really tough like shoe leather if you cook it too high, or slow cook it. But I'm very surprised that tastes just like beef. Beef tastes awesome, so I'm happy with that. Anyways, I'm gonna eat this and get back to work upstairs. Well, it's just coming together. Got these walls done. I'm mixing rough cut lumber in with what I did, and I've got some dodgy pieces like this one. See how far that sticks out. I'm gonna have to run the power planer on this one and this one. I think that's pretty much it. Other than that, they're pretty good. But yeah, no, it's really coming together. Starting to see the shapes of the rooms. And yeah, it's got a really good feel. Like over here, Nikki and I's room is, what is it again? That's 8, it's 10. It's about 12 by 18. And of course, you know, the walls are coming in a bit, but it's a good sized room. And plus we have the screened in porch off the side. But I've got to pick my kids up at the end of the road. They're going to be getting dropped off with the bus. And I'm gonna take them over to my mom's so that we can all have showers. You know, I don't have the plumbing set up here yet. We had a place set up outside where we were showering all summer, and I was pretty much showering outside, even in the cold water, till a couple weeks ago. But last couple of weeks, it's just too cold. So we're gonna do that, and hopefully we get the plumbing set up within the next week or two. And then we can, you know, have our showers at home. But anyways, I'll pick this back up. It's either gonna be in the morning or when we get back later tonight. I'll just see how it is. But we'll pick back up then. It's had a bidding morning without any rain, so just got some lumber milled up for my neighbor who moved some gravel for me. Now I think I'm gonna go inside and try to get that framing done. Well, that was a nice change of pace. I got out. It wasn't raining, although it's starting to rain a little bit now. But it's time to come in and get this framing done. I just have to cut little cripples to go up on top of this wall to finish that off. And then I've got this last wall coming in, and then the door. I'm gonna do it the same as I did the other one, 6'1". That way it's all in unison. And then all the walls are done. So I'm gonna get to her. It's getting dark, but got all of the framing done. Oh, it's super cool, love it. And Nikki was going before me and getting all the vapor barrier up, and then I did all the edges, because we're going to do a timber ceiling across, and we need these edges to hammer into. So, oh man, that took some time. You know, that's not like just normal frame, and that's quite a lot of angles, a lot more figuring out than you normally would. And I did like little things like here where I could have put a stud right on top, but honestly, this isn't really load-bearing walls, although they do add to the stability of things. Just makes some things easier, like here. Just some offcuts. Good enough. Anyways, I think it's awesome. Gives you a good layout of the room, and now I'm going to be on to the next thing.